There have been many reports saying that the Pittsburgh Steelers are interested in quarterback Justin Fields of the Chicago Bears, but now there are rumors saying that the Pittsburgh Steelers actually offered a trade to the Bears. So, yesterday, GM Omar Khan, he spoke to the media at the NFL Combine, and he was asked a specific question about Justin Fields and if the team was going to trade for him. And he had a quote basically saying that it's his duty as a general manager to look at all people that could upgrade this team, which basically means yes, and basically means Justin Fields, the Steelers did look into that. And now you look at some accounts on social media who kind of break NFL news, kind of give up reports, and apparently the Pittsburgh Steelers have actually offered a trade to the Chicago Bears for Justin Fields. So, before I get into the rumored offer and the trade package surrounding Justin Fields and what the Steelers apparently offered, even if this is just a rumor, I'm just going to look at it in general, taking a look at what the Steelers might have to give up if they did want to trade for Justin Fields, and my thoughts on that topic. So, an account by MLF Football, who covers all things football and usually does a good job covering all news and rumors, reports, everything like that, they said that Justin Fields' trade talks started slowly but have started to pick up since yesterday, and the Pittsburgh Steelers are involved per league source. And then another NFL account was talking about the rumor. They said Justin Fields' camp has listed the Steelers as a top destination if he were to be traded, and that Fields has respect for Mike Tomlin and the young pieces they have in place, and he believes they can do some real damage, and trade conversations are progressing. Bears are keen on waiting to hear all offers and gather more information on draft prospects. And then the same account has said that the Steelers have offered the Bears their round 2 pick, which is the number 51 overall pick in the draft, as well as some additional later picks for Justin Fields. However, the Bears, they currently want the Steelers' first round pick, which is the pick number 20 in this year's draft, in return. And also, they've stated that Diontae Johnson is a name that has come and been brought up in trade talks as well surrounding Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears. USA Today also has said that the Pittsburgh Steelers have been really active in trade talks surrounding Justin Fields. So, once again, these are just rumors, and it's not a solid done deal that the Pittsburgh Steelers did offer a trade package for Justin Fields, but per this source and per this person who breaks news and kind of covers rumors and stuff like that, they said the Steelers did offer the trade package. And now let's just look at the trade package and see if it would be a realistic trade for the Steelers. Well, I have a thought that the Pittsburgh Steelers would not want to offer a first round pick, and that they would only offer really a second round pick. And my thoughts on that is being maybe if Justin Fields he had more time on his contract and they weren't going to have to pay him a huge amount of money so quickly because he's in the final year of his contract, and then they would have to pick up the 5th-year option, extend them, and pay a lot of money. If he was still in the first year of his rookie contract, sure, they would give a first round pick because then you have room to build off of that for many more years. But because the Bears are in a tough situation and they're basically guaranteed, why wouldn't you pick Caleb Williams with a number 1 overall draft pick? Meaning that they have no room for Justin Fields on this team. So you don't have to give in to their trade demands. You don't have to give up that first round draft pick because it's going to be putting them in a bad situation anyway, because Justin Fields is going to want out. He's not going to want to be a backup quarterback. They're not going to want to have him as a backup quarterback. So their trade demands are going to have to go down, and a second round pick for Justin Fields does look like a great opportunity to have him. That might even drop even lower as, just say, Caleb Williams does get drafted by the Bears and that they still have Justin Fields on the roster. Why would they still want to have him on the roster? So their trade demands may even go down as low as a 3rd round draft pick. So offering a second round draft pick, which is the number 51 overall pick, seems like a good offer. And the Bears waiting just doesn't really make sense because his value is only going to go down. It's not going to go up. There's only going to be certain teams that are going to be interested in him, so that value won't hold for too long. Also, at the very end of that, it says Diontae Johnson's name has also been brought up in talks. And just looking at that rumor specifically, I don't see a reason why the Steelers would have to offer a high draft pick and Diontae Johnson, unless they just want to move off of Diontae Johnson in total. I believe if they were to move off of Diontae Johnson, you would offer a third or fourth round pick and then offer Diontae Johnson with it. I don't think you would offer a second round and Diontae Johnson. Looking at the Bears, that does make sense though, that his name was brought up, even if this is a rumor, even if it's not a rumor, if it happened, it didn't happen. But just looking at that, it kind of makes sense. Because if you remember, when the Carolina Panthers traded for the number 1 overall pick and got it to select Bryce Young, what did they give up? They gave up a lot of draft assets, but they also gave up DJ Moore. And apparently in that trade, it was said that the Bears weren't going to make that trade unless DJ Moore was in it. And he was in it, and they ended up getting DJ Moore. So they obviously want wide receivers to surround their quarterback. So it makes sense that they would want Diontae Johnson alongside a draft pick to surround Caleb Williams. So that part does make sense if we're looking at it from a grand scheme of things. So now overall, just looking at this rumor and report, whatever, does it make sense? To me, it does make sense. Because if the Steelers have talked about a Justin Fields trade, which Omar Khan basically did not shut down, and it's basically guaranteed that they did talk about Justin Fields, whether that's in the organization or actually with the Chicago Bears, if they actually talk to the Chicago Bears on the phone, in meetings, or whatever, you would have to think a trade package has been brought up. You're just not talking about Justin Fields just to talk about him with other teams. If he was talked about with the Bears, a trade package or at least something centered around that would have to have been brought up. Or basically the Bears saying, oh, we at least want this in a trade package. We want this if we were to trade Justin Fields. And the Steelers saying, we wouldn't give this up. We would give this up. So obviously something, if the Steelers are actually interested in Justin Fields, something within the Steelers organization must have been talked about, or even with the Chicago Bears must have been talked about. If you have interest in someone as a player and you know you're going to have to trade for him, a trade package would have to have been brought up where the Steelers would say, hey, if we could get him for this, it will happen. Or if the Bears say, if we could offer this, it's going to happen. Something had to have been brought up, whether that's with the team specifically, with them themselves, or together. But my thoughts on it is basically, hey, obviously Omar Khan in that interview, when talking about Justin Fields, that means that he thinks that Justin Fields is better than Kenny Pickett. If he didn't shut it down, and he's basically saying that it's his job to look at all players that will help this team win. Obviously, he feels as though Justin Fields could help this team win. That's my kind of way of interpreting it. There's also other ways of doing it and kind of thinking about it, but that's my way of saying it. And my thoughts in general is I would only give up a second round draft pick. I wouldn't give up a first round draft pick for Justin Fields based off the things already mentioned. And even if we wait even longer, I might even go down to a third round draft pick. Like I said, if they actually do draft Caleb Williams and he's still on the roster, the trade demand will go down, and I believe that a third round draft pick and a fourth might get it done. There are really not too many teams that are interested in Justin Fields per reports. Raiders, Atlanta Falcons, they're really the only other teams. I could see Atlanta trading for them. I really can't see him being on the Oakland, Las Vegas Raiders anymore. I really don't see that as a good fit based off the weapons that they have, based off what they want to do. And I think they would more than likely go through the draft if they wanted to draft a quarterback. I could see him going to Atlanta though. That's really the only competition I believe for the Steelers in terms of trade, because he did play at Ohio State and going back home. But the Pittsburgh Steelers, if this is a rumored trade offer that they offered, I believe that's a good trade. A second round draft pick is a solid one. I would not throw Diontae Johnson in there. Even though many fans have said they want him gone, I don't think it's a good idea to trade Diontae Johnson at this point. unless you're actually getting value for him back in terms of draft capital. At the trade deadline or whatever it is, I'm sure if you offered up Diontae Johnson, you may be able to get back a third round draft pick. So him alone would get back a high draft pick. That means that you're basically trading a second and a third round for Justin Fields. So my thoughts, this could be a good trade. It could not be, but if this is the rumor package, it could be a good one. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Do you believe this trade package is real? And if it was real, what would you give up for Justin Fields? If you were to trade for him, what would be the most you would give up for him? Would it be a first round draft pick? Would it be a second Diontae Johnson? Or would it be something else? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel down below as well. If you like Steelers content analysis reports, like the video, turn on post notifications down below for his channel. Make sure you click that bell down below so you never miss out whenever new rumors and everything that drops, breaking news, reports, everything. I cover all. And as we pick up steam towards free agency and the draft, you want to be able to listen to everything Pittsburgh Steelers and don't want to have to read it. This is the spot for it. And if you want all the information, everything, this is the spot for it. So turn notifications for this channel, like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys all later. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.